protest, California Democratic Congressman Khanna. Congressman, thanks for being with us. First of all, how much did you learn from Laura Cooper today? Because Republican Congressman Mark Meadows says there was no aha moment. Was that your takeaway?
Well, just based on the public information, I think there is further evidence that here there was a quid pro quo, that the president basically is withholding aid. Zelensky is being told that you have to have a public press conference announcing a investigation into Joe Biden, and that's completely unacceptable.
Congressman Meadows also said that some of Cooper's testimony conflicted with what Ambassador Taylor told Congress yesterday. Is that accurate?
Well, you know, I'm going to follow the rules, Anderson, and unlike others, not be commenting on things that we're not supposed to comment on. But based on the public testimony, here's what we know. There is a lot of reason for other people to come in and clarify their previous testimony, because what you have on Mr. Taylor's testimony, which I think on the public reporting is most explosive, he says that the president basically ordered or directed Zelensky to investigate Biden, and we were at a stalemate. If he wasn't going to do that, the aid wasn't going to get to him.
Cooper only testified, I think, for 3.5 hours. A lot of the other witnesses obviously have sat for much longer. Did the 5-hour delay because of this strange publicity stunt by some Republicans, did that impact the length of her testimony? I mean, were you able to get through everything you wanted to find out from her? We
got through everything, but I want to focus on this publicity stunt. It was more than a publicity stunt. I mean, in this country, we have the rule of law, not a rule by mob. And no one can go in a city council meeting and just obstruct the proceedings. No one can go to a school board meeting if they don't like it and obstruct the proceedings or obstruct the proceedings in court. I don't understand why being a member of Congress gives you a right to obstruct the rule of law. And as you pointed out, you know, in Benghazi, there were these depositions in the skiff. The Democrats participated. We thought it was total bogus, the investigation against Hillary Clinton, but not a single Democrat was thinking of disrupting the proceedings. So this is just contrary to everything this country stands for, to interrupt proceedings when the Republicans have every due process right there.
Can you just explain what it was like in the room? I mean, did they just barge into the room? Were some of them yelling? I'd read some report that Louis Gohmert was yelling, which obviously wouldn't be any surprise.
They barged in. I mean, Mel Brooks was outside yelling into the cameras. They barged into the room. And then later on, there were pizza boxes just thrown all over the skiff. I mean, they didn't even clean up. But
wait, they brought pizza with them?
There were pizza boxes. I mean, I was in and out, but I went later on with the deposition, and there were just pizza boxes there lying there that had eaten pizza. But I mean, think about this. If someone gets a traffic ticket, imagine, and you think it's a totally unjustified traffic ticket, the cop was wrong. Imagine what would happen to you if you went to traffic court and you just went and created a parade, you started yelling, and you said, this proceeding is ridiculous, I don't have enough rights. I mean, you'd be locked up. And so I guess the question is, what makes someone who's a member of Congress think that the rules don't apply to them, that they can just act whatever way they want?
I mean, I guess maybe if the president tells you, yeah, that's a great idea, go ahead and do it. I mean, it's a little bit like in a jury, if, friends and, acolytes of the defendant would feel free to just storm the jury room and, start trying to defend the defendant. I mean, the chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, I know, has sent a letter to the sergeant of arms asking him to, quote, take action against the Republicans who breached the skiff. He doesn't specify what that should look like. But, I mean, some of these folks sort of, sent out the videos of themselves violating federal law. Do you think action will be taken?
There should be consequences. I mean, these are the places where our most sensitive classified information is shared. Everyone knows this. You're not allowed to take any electronic device. You're not allowed to comment about anything that's said there. And yet you have people, they're taking phones, tweeting out about this. It's making a mockery of the process. And it's not just a mockery of the rule of law. I mean, think about it in a sports game or something. If you didn't like the call of the ref, imagine if someone just stormed the court or stormed the field. I mean, we teach our kids that this is not how America works. And then you've got elected officials thinking the rules don't apply. And I think Anderson, this is the problem with this president. He doesn't understand that we live in a constitutional democracy where the rule of law matters more than any individual. And that's what we're losing in this country.
I feel like, I remember, over the years, newscasts have played videos of politicians in, I don't know, South Korea fighting or in some Eastern European country battling each other. And it seemed like a joke. And can you believe that that would happen there? I mean, this is like one step toward that. I mean, who knows, where we'll be a few months from now. Congressman, yeah.
It was sad, and I don't want to reveal who, but I was in the elevator going back to my office, and you had members of Congress yelling at each other today, which I've never seen before. I mean, usually people are civil, but there is a tension now that is really undermining the halls of Congress, and it's sad to see.
Yeah, well, maybe that person didn't get enough pizza. So, Congressman Khanna, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Just to underscore how eager.